Hi guys, welcome back. I pulled up on my girl to a secret location.
Hi, bedroom guys. Hello, welcome, welcome.
Yes, welcome. This is my girl Monroe.
Hi, guys.
Yes, she's an amazing makeup artist, hairstylist, friend. She has the biggest heart. And yeah, I've been lucky to get to know her in the beauty industry. She's been in the beauty industry for 17 years. Her makeup is so amazing. I love the way that she does makeup. And I just love her soul. Like, she's such a great soul. And so I'm like, I definitely have to have her on and just, pick her brain about a few things because I feel like she always keeps it 100. So,
True.
We got to come check in.
Thank you for coming on in. Welcome you guys to my bedroom. This is a place where dreams come true.
Lots of dreams coming true in the bedroom.
I know. Also, I'm an esthetician, so
that part.
Don't forget I do brows, facial, everything.
I missed the main thing.
I know. It's okay. Because it's I'm that girl that kind of just does it all. So,
yeah.
But so everything's been good. How's everything with you?
we hanging in. You know what I mean? We hanging in there. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful and I'm blessed.
Amen to that.
You know what I mean? Recently, I've had a few people send me this one clip. And it's this girl that's in the beauty industry. And she's talking about how it's not fair that it sucks that all the popular, lash techs, nail techs, makeup artists are getting a lot of clients and that it's not fair for the newcomers. I don't really 100% agree with that because I feel that us being in the industry for so many years, like we put in so much work to make our connections.
Right.
And I think people forget that in this new day and age with business, you have to be willing to evolve with your business, evolve with what is trending. Right. For example, now it's not just you do your business. Now it's that you got to know marketing. You got to know how to put yourself out there. You can't be afraid to put yourself out there. And so it requires a different level of the people that actually want it. And for me, if anything, it shows me where you want to be. Are you willing to evolve and grow? Exactly. Or are you going to make excuses and have that type of mentality?
Right. I mean, it's like, first of all, life's not fair. So sorry, honey, I don't know what to tell you about that one. But I mean, it is. It's like you put in the time. So it's like, it's just like anything. Like, there's girls that have been rapping or singing for years and then they get their break. Like, they meet the right person, they meet the right connect, and they're the next Cardi B or what have you. So it's kind of like that, like a lot of it is about who you know, but also a lot is just about how much work you're willing to put in. Like you said, you're not just a lash educator, you're marketing, you're an influencer, you're on social media, you're doing all kinds of things. So you have to put in the work, bottom line. And I mean, also too, sometimes it's just like, if you have that charisma,
girl, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
If you have that charisma, you have that spunk, you have that thing, that vibe
that they like, because they're only gonna call you back if they like you. And if you didn't have that to keep them intrigued enough for them to call you back, hey, that opportunity is gonna go to the next girl.
I mean, because I've gone to like okay, for example, like I'm sure we've all experienced, like you go get your nails done and it's like a good hour or so, and the person's just like doing their, and you're like, so you've been doing this a while. It's just like this awkward. It's like when you're like on an awkward date and like the date's not talking.
You don't
it's
even
like,
know what to say. What questions to ask.
And then you have that person's like, oh girl, and they're like telling you stories or whatever. You're like, oh yeah, you're a vibe. I'm coming back. Like even sometimes the work cannot even be as good, but you're just like, it was a vibe.
That vibe.
Yeah, like they was giving me food and drinks. There was music, whatever it is, or their studio's cute. So it's like you have to be well-rounded. Can't just be like, oh, I do this and that's
like stand out a little bit. What makes you different? You know what makes you exactly.
So definitely. So I don't 100%. I mean, it's like the whole it's not fair. It's like kind of like, girl, well then, and also too, it's like, well then maybe you're just not doing something right. Like it's always it's okay to like sit back and like watch. Like I'm not somebody who copies and pastes. Like I don't look at other makeup artists and I do exactly what they do, but I look and I take a little bit. I'm like, okay, so this is kind of trending, like you said. This is the thing, and then I like come back and like revamp, because like I've been doing it so long, I can't keep doing things the same way I was doing it 17 years ago.
Exactly. And then I also feel like doing what works for you. What do you know how to do that you can master?
Right.
Along with everything else that you're learning. And for me, that's like my editing.
Right.
That's my ability to see something and be able to rebuild it.
Right.
I used to be a lash tech to influencers on social media. media,
Right.
to some celebrities' girlfriends and wives and things like that. And so I had to separate myself. And how did I do that? You
Right.
know, and so you got to be able to build those relationships, build that rapport with that client.
They want to be like, okay, like it wasn't too complicated. I didn't have to, all these things.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people, you got to take your ego out of it too.
Yeah.
Like you said, you've done influencers, so you could be cocky like, oh, I'm an influencer, lash tag, like, no, boo boo, because like, trust and believe, everybody's looking for the next best deal.
Yeah.
So like, sadly to say, sometimes people will go to someone who's cheaper just because they're like, well, I just want to spend less. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, they learn, like, sometimes that person just doesn't know their worth, and like they might be charging less and they do a great job, but you know what I'm saying?
But they got that charisma,
right? You know, so it has a lot. I feel like it definitely has a lot to do with you know, with the individual. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. I just feel like if you work hard, you get the perks of what comes with working hard. And if you're not willing to put in the work, and if you're not willing to evolve in your industry, you will get left behind. And that's just part of business. And so the faster that you understand that, and the faster that you don't take yourself as serious, is when you're going to see those results.
Right. And one thing I could say, one key advice is, at the end of the day, also too, like, stay with the trends, but also try your best to just stay original. You know what I mean? Like, don't ever steal anybody else's ideas. Like, keep your, you know, keep your creative juices flowing, and have your own originality. You know, there's so many girls that kind of, I look, I'm like, copy, paste, and it's just like, bang. You know what I mean? It's like, and then I come across somebody and I'm like, oh, look at her, she's so cool, she's dope, like, and then you're intrigued, you know? So that's the thing too, is that, of course, it's easy to just look at somebody, what they're doing, and copy exactly what they're doing, but, you know, I always say they may have the recipe, but they don't have it.
Period. That part. No, literally that part. Just that part alone. You'll have haters. They look at you and they're like, wow, like, she has the courage to do all this, not knowing, you know, the dark nights that are associated with doing all that we're doing and being uncomfortable and, you know, just having to push ourselves, because at the end of the day, we're single moms. So it's like, we ain't got no
backup plan.
There's no net. You know
There's
what I mean?
Net.
And so it's just, and I think that's the difference.
Any upcoming lash techs, makeup artists, estheticians, anybody in the beauty industry, anybody upcoming on anything, like, just know that you're gonna have to put in the work, and, you know, like create those good vibes from the beginning. Create like what your persona, your vibe's gonna be, and stay true to that. You know what I mean? Don't switch it up. Like, even if you do start getting some money, even if you do start doing celebrities, like, don't let that get to your head, because I promise you, people are always quick to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Like, it's no, nothing's guaranteed. You know? So,
and honestly, another thing is, like, don't judge your clients, because I remember times where I would pull up to certain clients and they were fighting with their boyfriends. They were going through all this stuff. And I had to just sit there and just, you know, I never talked about it. I never told anyone about it. But it's, you go to these places and sometimes you just appreciate that, you know, you are the lash tech, and, you know.
Oh, and don't forget, we're also like the therapists.
Yeah.
We hear a lot of things that we obviously cannot go back and tell people. And I mean, I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I get it all the time.
I think that's such a fun part about what we do.
It is.
Connecting.
It is. And I feel like, you know, like, it's crazy too, going, like, kind of diving into that. Because, like, people really will, like, sometimes come in, like, having a bad day. Or, like, I've had so many people, like, come to me and it was their first time ever getting their makeup done.
Wow.
And they're like in their 40s, 50s, even like, oh, I didn't go to prom, I didn't have my makeup. I remember I had this one client, she like never even had her makeup done for like her wedding or something.
Wow.
Because I think like her dad was like so strict about makeup. I don't know what, it was something, but so she got her makeup done and she was just like so like, oh my God, I feel so beautiful. And like she was like almost like in tears. She's like, I don't want to mess with the makeup, but it's like, you know, like times like that make me just feel like it's more than just like, oh, I'm putting makeup on. Like it's like healing sometimes. It's like it brings, and I feel like it brings out this like new, like I'm like, look at you, like the confidence they leave like walking out, like, and I'm like, I love that. You know?
Isn't it such a blessing that we just get to help women feel confident in the work that we do?
Right.
Like those little moments when they open up their eyes and they're like, oh my God, like I haven't had lashes like this in a very long time. You know, so to be able to experience that is so beautiful.
Right.
In our industry.
Yeah, no, totally.